Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Let me know if the music's too loud there. Alright, let's do a little top-down analysis. Good morning, Ali. Gold today, my best boss and teacher. Yes, sir, gold. We'll check it out. Isra, gold sells. Gold is pushing bullish right now. Absolutely no gold sells right now. But let's look at this and see what we can come up with. So, just to start here on a daily time frame. On a daily time frame, previous candle strong bearish. Current candle has broken a low. So I'm going to assume that based on daily at this point, we're gonna continue bearish here on GJ. On 4 hour, yeah, we're bearish. We're breaking below this resistance level here. Probably going to continue down to 167 even or so. So we'll go ahead and mark up that zone here. And let's run it down to the hourly, see what this looks like. Alright, so we have hourly support down there. We have another hourly support area here. Excuse me, sorry. So this is actually going to be the most recent support, the most current support on the hourly time frame, and the most recent resistance right here. And so on 30 minutes, this is going to be the most recent resistance here. And then the most recent support down here. Cool. So, it looks like this would have been a good trade idea here. Yeah, 15 pips, 20 pips down to the bottom of the range. So, had I been on the charts at this time, I would have taken that entry right there. This is one of my favorite setups to trade here. Price came down, created a low, came up, formed a resistance, and now going down to retest the lows here. So one of my favorite setups to trade there. Unfortunately, didn't catch it. Johan, good morning, brother. How you doing? I gotta fix this real quick. 1 second, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so that looks like it was a good move there. However, we have missed it at this point. So, we just kind of have to let candles do its own thing here, and see where we can catch a move. So this would have been, 20 pips to the range. So, at this point, we're probably either going to be looking for a price to come up and break this resistance, or a price to come down and break this support, because this is going to be a no trade range at this point. So we'll do buys above this zone. That's going to be the idea. 43 pips up to the resistance here, so that's absolutely perfect. Target for buys, and target for what's this? Okay, so we have rejection right here, rejection right here, rejection there as well. So it makes sense why it's kind of doing some little whipsaw shit right there. Cool. And so this is going to be the target for sells. Yeah, 24 pip range or so. Okay, cool. So here is the current analysis for GJ. We're going to be looking for buys above or sells below. Make sense? makes sense. Perfect. Perfect. I like when it makes sense. Cool. Now gold just ran. This setup I see all the time. So price comes up, creates a high, comes down, creates a resistance, and then just goes and breaks this resistance. I've taken a lot of impulse entries when candle breaks the high, just like it did here, for it to continue. So, you know, that would have been like 22 pips stop loss. You know, the target would have been right here, or so 17 pips. So I probably would not have entered that actually. You know, only a 17 pip range to the top of the range there. So I would probably look for something a little bit larger. It seems like, you know, candle closure above this zone is going to make more sense to come up here, and 15-minute candle is closing here in, you know, a couple of seconds. So could be a potential entry to catch. I don't really like to trade based off of the 15 minutes time frame though. So, you know, this isn't something that I would want to catch, I don't think. It's about 30 pips, I mean, to the top of the range here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, price has already moved a lot right there, so I'm not thinking that that's going to be the best idea. Thinking that a 30-minute candle close will probably be better. But I mean, it is creating a bottom wick here. You know, it's creating a bottom wick here, and it should, you know, continue up to break the highs. But anyways, let's do our analysis. So, daily time frame, bullish. So it came down, tapped into this zone, 1622, and then went bullish. Notice how it tapped into the zone. We've been talking about this zone all week. We've been saying that there's been probability to tap into this zone all week, and it's finally hit. It's Thursday now. So daily is bullish, 4 hour is bullish. Notice how this is the same setup on 4 hour, bullish candle, bearish candle, bullish candle. Same setup here as 30-minute, bullish candle, bearish, bullish. That plays out a lot. So 4 hour bullish. So bias on gold at the moment. So we're gonna say bullish bias here for gold, and then we're gonna say bearish bias here for GJ. Okay, cool. So we're coming into 1 hour zone here, it looks like. So we have 1 hour support from here, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, so we're at a resistance level now. Gold. So as long as 30-minute closes bullish, that's going to be the new resistance zone, and then we could look for sells below there. But at the current moment, this is the resistance. I mean, this is the support. This is the support, and you know, we can look for a move down here, 28 pips or so. So yeah, that's what we'll mark up here, and then Perfect. So this is going to be the analysis for gold at the moment. These are always current analysis. These are never permanent analysis. Anybody catch any moves so far? Looks like price has been moving pretty good after yesterday's range. Well, it looks like GJ had some fake outs here during Asian session. London Open push bullish. Yeah, see, that's why I don't think Asian session is the best session to trade. Been seeing this a lot lately. Like, here's one attempt to break below, fake out, came back, didn't quite try it again there, but it tried it again here, fake out. It's been really choppy in Asian session lately. Gold kind of did the same thing, actually. You know, it started to break below here, and then came up, did a retest, and then came down, did its move down. Then London Open, you know, push bullish. This would have been a good trade to retest the highs created. GJ here. Looks like themselves didn't play out. No bottom wick on this candle though too, so always something to be cautious of. So we got about 8 minutes until candle closes. Got about 8 minutes until candle closes. So I'm gonna go make some coffee real quick. There's a nice little reminder there to wait for the damn candle to close. Wait for the damn candle to close. But y'all hang with me for a sec. I'll be right back. All right, 28 seconds. Looks like this GJ wick's gonna be way too large. Like, this would be something that, I mean, this candle broke the high end, although I mean it's already like not really something that I want to execute on. But gold, on the other hand, I think this is gonna be a move. And holy, I don't even have my damn MT5 open or anything. The lower wick and the break of the high, though, I think we are going to be going to the promised land. I'm going to be taking that entry if the high breaks here on gold. I think this should continue for sure. Oh yeah, 30 pips to the top of the range. I think that's going to be a good idea there. It's going to be a good idea there. So basically I'm looking to take an entry as the high breaks on this candle. And then my stops will be below the previous candle. And we're going to look to target this 1642 area. Nice clean candle here to continue up. So this is I'm not in this position yet, but this is like what the entry would look like. Notice how it's above this candle's high, and the stop loss is below this candle's wick. let's just, oh yeah, no, this would be perfect on 15-minute too. Wick down, come up, break the high. Yep. That's this pattern right here on the 15-minute. If a bullish candle prints here, this pattern is the same exact pattern that we just saw here on the 30-minute. Bullish, bearish, bullish. Bullish, bearish, bullish. So that would be nice. Check the hourly. Yo, looks good. Looks good. Yeah, I think everything looks good as far as buys here at the break of the high. Now we just needed to break the high. We needed to respect this 15-minute low and break the high. But if it goes all the way down here, you know, it's going to be a 26 pip stop loss. That's going to be pretty high, so I hope it doesn't go that far. But I mean, the deeper the liquidity grab, the more orders, you know, that are being collected, you know, to continue bullish. So if that is the case, it's not going to be the worst situation. It's just going to be a situation where we're going to want to reduce risk. Reduce risk. Oh shit, Jordan, thank you, man. Let me know if that's better. When I change the volume for you guys, it doesn't change the volume for me, so I have no fucking clue how loud it is. No goddamn clue. Yeah, GJ here on the other hand, just gonna have to wait here. I mean, this 30-minute candle, super volatile. This is that same pattern that we're like talking about, though. This bullish, bearish, bullish structure here. The only thing I don't like about it is that it broke the high and the low, and because the wick is so large, like this should be a wick fill. I wouldn't consider this a rejection. You know, there's two things that a wick means. Like a wick means it's either a rejection or it's a wick fill. And so wicks are rejections unless price closes above a zone, unless price closes above a range. And in that case, then it's going to be a wick fill. And I think that's what this is going to be. So, you know, when I first started trading, I didn't really understand the concept of impulse entries. So like this is something I would have taken in the past. So basically what I mean by that is, you know, this candle would have closed strong bullish like this, and I would have just taken an entry as the next candle open, expecting the low to be respected. But I mean, notice that's a massive stop loss, you know, so that wouldn't really make sense. And then I would anticipate, you know, a wick fill and then price to continue. But then I learned the concept of impulse entries, and I started to realize that you have a much higher confirmation if you take entries as the highs are broken. So that's why I'm waiting for the high to be broken here, because we can anticipate that if price comes down, creates a low, goes up and breaks the high, it's a very high probability that is going to not break its own low, that candle is not going to break its own low. It's a very high probability that price is going to continue bullish, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the idea here. Connoir, strong trend and volume lead to wick fills. 100%, dude, 100%. Connoir knows his shit. And we do have some strong volume right now. Candles are moving pretty big. I mean, fuck, man, that was a damn 57 pip candle right there, you know, 30-minute candle. Would have been a beautiful trade, you know, 23 pip stop loss or so, potential for, you know, 34 or 35 pips to be secured. The only thing I didn't like about this, though, was that there's this resistance right here. That's only 17, 18 pips away. I like to trade, you know, 20 to 30 pip ranges at the very least. Impulse entries rule is taking a sell when support is broken or a buy when a resistance is broken. Yes, Rasim. Correct. And so that's why, you know, this would have been valid here as price came up, created a resistance, and then went and broke the resistance, so you can you can expect it to continue bullish. The downfall with this is it could have broke the high and just fucking rejected straight back down to this level. And so that's why you got to be cautious. Same thing like as this happened right here. But this also closed with weak bullish candle here. But yeah, let's see. We have created a lower wick here. We're coming up. It looks like we might break the highs. Should be crystal clear to go to 1642 or so. I think that has a very high probability to play out here. It would be amazing if we saw a 15-minute candle close and then the next 15-minute candle went and made the move. Because I've noticed that, you know, if you can take a trade in the second half of the candle, then you have a higher probability of that trade playing out. So we're in the first half of the 30-minute candle. But still, yeah, 22 pip stop loss or so not bad. I definitely think it's doable here. Looks like GJ gonna complete this wick fill. Like I said here, you know, there's just no real idea as far as how far it's gonna drive down to create a lower wick before it does that move there. So the other idea that I was thinking about here is, you know, price can open, comes down, creates a lower wick, and then you can take entry as it flips bullish. So as it flipped bullish here after creating the lower wick, you could take the entry and then have your stop loss below the wick here, which would be like 10 pip stop loss. That would have made sense, I think, as far as how that entry could have been taken. And I might look to execute on something like that in the future, because I've seen things like that happen quite a few times. It looks like it's gonna go break that wick. I mean, at this point, like, there's no entry, you know, like, you can't, the stop loss is gonna be way too big here, so, you know, you just gotta sit on your hands at this point with GJ. Let some more candles print. Looks like it's gonna go break that high here on gold. Want to see a nice break here, nice break. Boom. Oh. Stop loss below the current candle low. Take profit about 1742 or low or so, just below this candle here. Should continue. should continue here. Let me put my exact. What we're looking for here. Now if price comes down and it starts to flip bearish, I'm going to close 90% of the position. Want to reduce risk as much as possible, as quick as possible. We got 15-minute candle closing here in about 42 seconds or so. So it should give us a nice close. I think this is the first trade we've taken on the live stream this week. Don't think I've been able to catch anything else during the live stream this week. Only taken 2 trades this week. Yesterday was a no trade day. I think Monday I had pretty much like a break-even trade. Tuesday I took like a small loss, I think. Yeah, so 15-minute candle closed. Now we should respect this low here and then go and break the high. But if it comes down here, you know, and starts flipping bearish on the 30-minute, if it starts flipping bearish on the 30-minute, then I'm gonna close 90%. I have a partial stop loss at that level, so it's just gonna automatically close 90% at that level if it comes back to it. I do that for a reason. I put partial stop losses, auto break even, partial TPs. I put all of that stuff on my chart, so that way I don't have to deal with the emotions of actually clicking the buttons. You know, I just set it at the zones that I want it to be at, and if it gets hit, it gets hit, and it does it for me. So there's no like mental stop loss or any of that bullshit where I'm gonna potentially get my ass handed to me because I'm like, oh, you know, price is coming down, but I don't want to, you know, close it, so I'm not going to, and I'm gonna take a dumb loss. And yeah. GJ made the wick fill. It's continuing. Filled this wick here. This should continue, I think. 168, 376. Although, as you can see, I had bearish bias here for GJ originally. But yeah, once this wick is broken here on the 15-minute, this should definitely continue. Now this is going to be the second half of the 30-minute candle now. So like I was saying earlier, you know, the second half of the 30-minute candle is usually key. And a potential better idea for the entry would have been to wait for this candle to close, let this candle create its lower wick and come break the high and continue. But I mean, with the entry that I took here at the break of the 30-minute high, I think it should be valid. It's already moved quite a bit, so that is one thing to consider, is that, you know, this 30-minute candle was like 50 pips. You know, how much more do you want during the session? You know, so how much more do you expect during the session? But with gold, you know, it tends to fill ranges pretty nicely, tends to move during high volume time sessions, so we should be good. Drawdown on this position hasn't exceeded 10 pips so far. I think 9 pips was the highest the drawdown has been so far. Maybe less than that actually too. Not even sure, because I know my partial stop loss is at 11 pips or so. It's half of my drawdown. So I have a 21 pip stop loss here. My partial stop loss is like 11 pips. Man, GJ, man, holy, GJ's got some damn volume right now. I don't think there's anything on the news that's like driving this. Alright, so it looks like gold is starting to make its move. Really want to see it break this 15-minute high. Once it breaks that 15-minute high, I think we should be good. Good to go to the promised land. At least good to get a really nice push. A really nice push that's going to put us in a really good position to manage risk. Really nice position to manage risk. Oh. The 90% auto. So the 90% auto is done through magic keys. So if you don't have magic keys, you can go to MikePoglies.club here. You can go to make trading more immediate and precise magic keys. You can click on this. This gives you a 10% off discount code on magic keys. You can either order like the actual version, like the actual desk version of it, like this, or you can just get the on-screen version of it. I just use the on-screen version because the physical version doesn't work for MacBook. That's how I do the partial stop loss, the auto break even, the partial take profit. All of that stuff is done through magic keys. Highly recommend it. It's really beneficial. The on-screen version is only like 34 bucks too. So you can see on-screen. Yeah, see 34 bucks. And this is what I use, you know, this is what I use right here. The on-screen version. I have two physical versions actually. I have like a like the original version, which was that black one I just showed you. Then I have the new version as well, which is like the silver one that they have now. And it's Bluetooth, so that's pretty nice. It's Bluetooth and wireless charger. Starting to reject here. Looks like it's gonna go hit my partial stop loss, which is fine, whatever. More conservative stop loss would be below 5 minute. Yeah, I don't like to trade on 5 minute. I mean, this is ranging on 5 minute, you know, so looks like shit. But yeah, see, you just heard that was a partial stop loss that got triggered there. So now we have 10% of the position running still. If it comes down and starts to break the lows here, then we'll exit. But at this point, you know, we'll leave the 10% open and see what happens. But it looks like it's gonna start going against us. And I've had a really, really tough trading week this week. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, and see. Yeah, I think this is probably gonna start retracing now. I mean, it's broken the high on the 30-minute, and now it's come down and it's flipped bearish. Typically, like when price breaks the high, it's not gonna come down and break its own low. So if it does break its own low, I'm gonna exit the position. Yeah, I don't know that this is gonna be. I don't know if this news is gonna be crazy or not. I don't know what it will do. Yeah, that would have been a really good trade on GJ there. So remember this. Yeah, you gotta use parallels on Mac. But yeah, keep this in your back pocket for next time. I've seen this happen a lot of times, you know, in situations like this where it could be a wick fill. You know, you can take a, you know, you can look for a lower wick to be formed. Once the lower wick is created, price comes up, and once it flips bullish, you can take the entry. So this is where the entry could have been. Stop loss below the wick here would have been 10-11 pips, and then you would aim for the wick fill. That's target number 1, 19 pips or so. Target number 2 would be this wick fill over here, 32 pips, and then ultimately coming into this zone, 41 pips. So I'm gonna put that in my back pocket for next time, and looks like I'm gonna be closing this gold trade. Yeah, probability just not with us there. I mean, kind of rejected like this area here, so you know, I anticipated this to be a clean move going up here. But it turns out that's not the case. It's all good though, it's all good. Like I said from the beginning of the trade though, you know, it's already moved 57 pips. You know, probably could have waited for something better. But yeah, I'm gonna close that. Closed. If you're still in this, like if 30-minute closes above, you know, 1637, I think it should respect this level and probably continue bullish. But yeah, that's not something that I would want to wait for. If prices closing, if this candle closes bearish, then, you know, I would look to exit the trade. You know, candles starting to close against you, you know, etc., not good. But yeah, like I said, something to note here. You know, if I would have waited for this 15-minute candle to close rather than taking the impulse, then I would have avoided a losing trade here. Because as you can see, you know, this high right here was never broken. The high was never broken. And that would have been the entry. The entry would have been as the 15-minute high was broken. So I think this is the second time this week this has happened to me. I'm pretty sure my last trade that happened to me. I'm about to look at my my journal here. Yeah, I would have avoided a losing trade here had I wait for the 15-minute candle to break its own high there. Yeah, I definitely think that's the second time this has happened to me this week, so we're not going to forget that one. We ain't going to fucking forget that one. As always, though, it's either a lesson or a blessing. And for today, it's a lesson for us. It's a lesson. We got to pay for lessons. Alright, so let me calculate the pips here. 1639.03 minus 1637.46. It's about 15.7 pips lost. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Minus 15 point, what did I say? 0.7? 15.7 pips. Wrist. $21.2 pips. So we'll chalk this up as a win because we lost less. So there's always a plus side. Not only did we learn a lesson here, but we lost less. And that's why I have that partial stop loss, man. That's why I have that partial stop loss. That partial stop loss, closing 90% at 50% drawdown. That's made my losses really small lately. Like with the losses that I've taken this week, I could catch 120 pip profit trade tomorrow and make it all back. That's with 3 losses. 3 losses, and that would be with 1 win. Shoo. All right, let me save this for my journal here. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. 30-minute close, you know, just barely above this range, this zone. Respected the lower, this candle's low. I bet you this continues bullish. And this will be the 3rd time this week that I take a losing trade and the thing plays out, the idea plays out if that happens. And that's just part of it. That's just part of it, man, for real. That's just part of it. Part of the game. Can you show MT5? Sure. Yeah, so you can see right here, this is where the entry was. Price came down. You know, that's where the partial stop loss was hit. Then close full position there. And it's kind of ranging here. So, yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things to think about here. I mean, this had a big bullish candle. Should have, you know, waited for more price to happen here before taking a trade. Just because a move had already happened at that point, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I got some good notes. Some good. Jesus Christ, a fucking Tinder person's back, man. Holy shit. I swear I block this person every day. Like, is it a new fucking account or what? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it, man. Jake, what's up, brother? What's up? Jay Casimiro. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I am not, man. No, I am not. No, so yeah, as explained, I had a partial stop loss, about 50% of the drawdown. So 90% was closed there, and then I closed the remainder down here as it started to come break this low here. But you know, just as I've been talking about, you know, I think what I should have done here is I should have waited for this 15-minute candle to close. I should have waited to take the entry based on the second half of the 30-minute candle. It broke the high on the first half of the 30-minute candle. I've noticed that, you know, if it does that in the first half of the candle, there's a high probability for a retrace. If it does it in the second half of the candle, there's a high probability for the continuation. So a couple of the things that I could have done differently here, that I should have done. And that's just what you kind of get from experience, you know, just from taking trades, taking action. You know, that's the biggest thing, is you can speculate things all day long. But if you're not a risk taker, if you never take action, you're never going to actually learn what happened, you know. But when you're like me and you only take one trade per day, you got to make sure it's the best trade possible for that day, the best possible setup for that day. And I don't think that this was the best possible setup for today. I mean, there's still there's still 2 hours left in the time that I trade. You know, I didn't need to try and force anything there, which I honestly didn't think I was forcing anything. I thought it was going to be a great trade, but in second thought, I think I should have waited. But it's all good. It's all good. It's either a lesson or a blessing, like we talk about. Minus 15.7. Let's try and do a little journal here, a little journal action, a little trade journal action. If you guys don't trade, if you don't journal your trades, you're fucking up big time. Always journal your trades. Always review your trades, review your losses, review your winning setups. See how you could have lost less, see how you could have not taken the entry at all, see how you could have given your entry a second chance. Those are the main things I look for there. Yeah, the first half of the candle, the probability of being a retracement is high, I think. I think you are exactly right, Jay. I think you are exactly right. Especially 15-minute and is low volume in the market. What do you think? I don't necessarily think there's low volume in the market. I mean, we just had this big ass candle here. This just happened, you know, within the last hour. It's either gonna continue or it's gonna correct. You know, I don't assume that it's gonna range here. But based on this, I mean, just like I've been saying, you know, I should have just waited here. This is gonna play out. 100% it's gonna play out. Yeah, so just so you guys can see like how I journal the trade too. So I have like a whole fucking, you know, template for like what it, you know, the things that I, you know, should ask myself and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, on a very basic level, we just mark it up. What was it? Loss? What session? Did we take it or did we miss it? What's the date? Pip count, P&L? You know, what was the status of the runner? And then, you know, I just add the screenshots of the charts. I type up a little explanation of, you know, what I should have done differently, and voila, you know, I'm able to keep track of all of my trades there. I actually have a video and a template for this here on YouTube as well on my channel. So YouTube. right here under the Forex section, Forex trading journal template for Forex traders. Right here you can get the template right here in the description. Boom. Oh, we broke the low there. See, it's a good ass thing. It's a good ass thing that I sorry, I got a little text message. It's a good ass thing that I I managed risk, because I would have lost 21 pips here. I think that would have been, fuck man, that would have been like $150, $160 or something. That would have been terrible. I'd have been really butthurt about that. But instead I only lost around $100. It's not too bad. $100 still sucks, but it's a $100 lesson, but whatever. What fucking ever. No, I'm not a funded trader. Never used prop firms either. Nothing against them. Just never used them. Yeah, Jake, so the biggest thing for me in this position was just the fact that like this previous candle had broke the low and the high. So to me that's a volatile candle. You don't really know what's going to happen here. I mean, we can assume that since price has closed above a zone here, above this 167.916 zone, that this is going to be a wick fill and not a rejection. But, I was just thinking that the gold trade had a higher probability to play out versus the GJ trade. And so that's ultimately why I decided to take the gold trade. I've also seen this happen a zillion times too. Price comes up, creates a resistance, and then just fucking instantly that resistance turns into a support and it continues. So yeah, GJ has a lot of volume here. That would have been the better option to take this morning. But I just didn't like that this candle broke the high and the low. Typically when candles break the high and the low, it's just not the best idea. Not the best idea to execute, but definitely a mistrade here. New to the channel, man. For how long have you been trading? Well, Ian, if you're new to the channel, you must pay the fee. You must pay the fee. Now the fee is to like the stream, it's to subscribe to my channel, and it's to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any future videos, live sessions, or anything like that. But to answer your question, Ian, now that I've told you what the fee is, I've been trading since probably I think around 2017 or so, and honestly, it wasn't even fucking trading at that point. It was more like gambling. But yeah, probably like 2017, 2018, I think I started trading. About 2020, I started to become really profitable trading. You know, there's tons of volatility with all the C-word stuff happening in 2020, and you know, that just made the markets fucking insane. And with that said, you know, there was just a lot of volatility, a lot of room to make profits. So once I started to lock in some strategies, trading was pretty good. But yeah, 2020 I think was when I really started to make some money, where I realized like, okay, cool, I could live off of this. I could do this. And I started to get some consistency, but there's been waves, you know, since then. Like, you know, I had a business. I've been in business for a long time, but I just recently shut down my business in August just to trade full time, and do what I love to do. You know, this is what I'm honestly really passionate about, but that took up a lot of my time. So that created like a roller coaster ride for my trading journey, to be honest, because I wasn't able to be as consistent as I wanted to. And what I mean by consistent is, in that retrospect, is just consistently showing up to the markets. Consistently showing up and executing every day. But yeah, man, GJ, holy nuts, man. You gotta love when you take a fucking trade like this, take a dumbass trade, and then something like this happens. You're just like, oh, yeah. Thanks, GJ. Thanks, GJ. Thanks for the confirmations, GJ. Strategy, I don't know. I don't really know what it would be called, brother. Yeah, probably just a I don't know. I don't know what you would call it. I mean, I just identify zones to trade in, tradable zones. And then my entries are based on candle structure. I mean, I just trade based on price action. Yeah, SRC, Smart Raja Concepts. Yeah, you're right. It's SRC. That's a strategy I use. SRC. Yeah, range breakouts. Yeah, range breakouts. Smart Raja Concepts. Yeah, I mean, I really just identify tradable ranges and go from there. I actually, what the? So just put a video right here. This video yesterday, I just put this out. This video goes through like how I determine the ranges, what I'm looking for, top-down analysis, stuff like that. Now there's like a segue that I need to do based off of that video. That's gonna be entries. Like, how do you take entries to catch, you know, the move in between these ranges? That's the other thing I need to do. That's gonna help that out. Yeah, Jake, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that 100%. Where are you living? Right by the ocean, man. Right by the ocean, man. How many % are you up so far? Well, today I'm not up any percent. Today I'm down, I think probably about 0.75%. 0.7%. Yeah, we had a little bit of a rocky road on that damn gold trade. Oh, it sucks. It's all good, but it sucks. Never like taking a losing trade, man. Losing trades suck. But at the same time, you really can't let your losses trip you up like that. I mean, it's an emotional game, you know, it's an emotional game. You'll fuck your emotions taking losses, you know, so you got to really be in the mindset of how could I learn from this. But fuck, man, GJ is just through the roof, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I would not sell GJ at this level. No chance. What would it take for me to want to sell though? I mean, probably nothing, honestly. I mean, everything is really bullish right now at this point. Everything is really bullish right now on GJ. But I mean, you know, I would take a sell if something like this happened. You know, this candle, you know, continued to go up. Candle came down, you know, formed a support of some sorts, and then, you know, started to go up a little, like it was gonna retest but fail, and then go and break that support. Then once this support right here is broken, you know, you would look to take entries to, you know, correct the move. But I mean, at this point, like, I wouldn't look for that. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, I would probably look for something like that to happen. But it's funny that you say that, because I was thinking about this earlier. You know, I was thinking about you know, when I first got into trading, I used to trade like indices like quite a bit, and it was really just because like the guys that I was trading with, like that's what they traded. And I remember, man, this one time it was SPX, S&P 500, man, the thing was like going through the fucking moon, man. It was like flying. And I want to say it was when it was like tapping into the 3,000 level for the first time. Like it had never been up to 3,000 before, and so we were all like, dude, once it hits 3,000, like I'm putting the whole freaking account on shorts. I'm taking sells, and you know, we're gonna catch the move down. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna drop like 1,000 points, you know. Man, oh. When the motherfucker went up, it went up to 3,000. We had sell stops and shit, you know, sell limits and shit placed there. It went up to 3,000 and just fucking rocket launched, dude. Just kept fucking going, man. I'll never forget that. And so anytime I think about, you know, like whenever I see price, you know, just pushing bullish as fuck, and it comes to like a key area, you know, people will see it come to a key area and they're like, oh, it's gonna reject, you know, take sells. And so I think about that every single time. But but yeah, so in hindsight, you know, I'm thinking about this trade a little bit. All right, we got 8 a.m. 8 a.m. here. We got 8 a.m. 8 a.m. So GJ at this point, you know, we got nothing. We got absolutely nothing here on GJ at this point. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for some sort of candles, you know, candles to print a little bit more. I mean, we're at a resistance right here. Yeah, so we're at a resistance level here. Probably sells below here might work for now. And like, notice I'm always adjusting my analysis. You know, I'm always making it like, you know, more current. You know, so we could take sells 167.746 with a break and close below. You know, it's 22 pips or so down through there. That could be caught. So that would be the current sell idea. But for buys at this point, I mean, we're gonna need to see like a break and close above here, and then some sort of candle confirmation to tell us that. I mean, at this point, we just have a big ass range. There's a couple of things that we can see here. You know, we have price moved up. You know, we're rejecting this resistance level here. Price can either come down and create a support to go retest, or it can come down, do some little bullshit here, and then break this resistance or this support to continue down. So those are kind of like the two options that I would say. But based on current candle, the only way we can take buys is above this, and we would need to see probably like a break and retest, you know, to want to take buys there. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Me, no more trades for me today though. The one trade was it. One trade per day. That's it. Yeah, USD news in 30 minutes. I don't know if this is gonna be anything though. These like manufacturing, like these like bullshit things, you know, they're kind of like pump fakes. Like they'll have the fucking red folder, but it won't do nothing. Like this happened last week with, it was core retail sales. This right here, this did absolutely nothing. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I back tested it, and I noticed that every other time that core retail sales has happened, it's done nothing. Price has done absolutely nothing every single time that happens. So I'm like, it's fucking red folder, you know. So not every red folder you see is gonna mean that price is gonna either go through the roof or it's gonna retrace hard as fuck. So we'll just kind of have to see. We'll see what happens based on this one here, but can't assume. And at this point, gold buys are going to make sense above here. But same type of thing that I was just explaining with GJ. You know, prices come up. You know, we're rejecting a resistance here. We've created a resistance here. So it could come down here, create support, go retest, you know, the highs created and continue. Or it can come down here to the support area. You know, look like it's going to go up and then just break it and continue down to here and then ultimately down to there. But, you know, we just got to see at this point. Can't make any assumptions about any of those moves until we have confirmations that that's going to happen. But based on this strong rejection here, I'm gonna assume that there was this 15-minute support created, so could continue bullish from here, but I don't like the 15 minutes. William, what's good? What's good? Any moves today? Yeah, so I took this expecting price to continue, but as you can see, it didn't. You know, I risked 21.2 pips, lost 15.7, so was able to manage it pretty well. But yeah, it didn't continue there. The other idea that I was looking at earlier was a buy here that we talked about, but I didn't execute on. And basically the idea here was the idea here was that this candle was volatile as fuck. First off, it broke the high and the low. So the idea was that this candle, because this one closed strong above a zone here, it should continue to, you know, first off fill this wick, and then fill this wick, and then come up to this level here. And so what I was, you know, basically saying here was you would basically want the candle to go down, create a lower wick, and then once it starts to flip bullish, take the buy. So not as soon as this candle opens, you want to let it go down, create a lower wick, and then as soon as it flips bullish, take the buy. And then that would be a wick fill target of, you know, 19 pips right there, a wick fill target of 31 pips, and then overall, you know, correct the entire trend right here for 40 pips. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know what the fuck just happened there and why that shit just deleted, but there we go. It's back. Yeah, exactly, William. On to the next one, man. Basically how I managed it was, you know, I closed 90% at 50% drawdown, and then as the 15-minute was starting to break the low of the previous 15-minute, I closed a full position. But some things to think about. I've been thinking about this for probably the last, I don't know, fucking 30 minutes or something. And there's three things that I've identified. Number one, the trade was taken in the first 15-minute candle of the overall 30-minute candle. And trades that break the high in the first 15-minute candle of the overall 30-minute candle have a high tendency to retrace. And so candles that break the high in the second half of the 30-minute candle have a high probability to continue. So that was mistake number one. That's how I could have lost less. You know, as soon as I realized that, you know, the trade was taken in the first 15-minute candle, you know, as soon as I realized that the 15-minute, you know, was failing to break the high here and it started to reject, could have started to close there. So that's how I could have lost less. How I could have not taken this trade at all, I should have waited for the 15-minute candle to close bullish before taking an entry. If I would have waited for this, I would have saved myself from a losing trade because a 15-minute high was never broken. So let's go back to this here. Basically what I'm saying here, and this is the second time I've done this week, by the way, where, you know, I had this formation on 15-minute. We had bullish, bearish, and then I was expecting this candle to wick down and then go break the high, and once I did, I took the entry. So that's what I did the second time I've done this week. I'm pretty sure I should have waited for this candle to close. If I would have waited for this candle to close, this candle right here to close, and waited for this candle right here to create a lower wick and come break the high of this candle right here, that's what I should have done. I should have done that. You know, that would have, number one, it would have fulfilled the first thing that I said. The first thing that I said is that the trade was taken in the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. This was the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. So had I waited for this trade to close, this candle to close, that would have put me in a position to execute based on the second 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. So not only is that how I could have lost less, but that's how I could have not have entered the trade at all as well. And just kind of final thoughts in hindsight. We had a this 30-minute candle moved 57 pips or so. So I should have waited for a resistance to form and then that resistance to break to continue, or I should have waited for price to retrace, create support, and then go test the highs that were created. This was like honestly classic FOMO entry. Like, oh shit, price is moving, it's going to continue. Like, no, this was the move. I missed the move. It was 57 pips. I missed the move, and so the next move is for a resistance to be formed and then a support to be formed to go retest the resistance, or a resistance to be formed to just immediately break and continue. So those are 3 things that I should have done differently, and that's how you should think about every single trade you take. To the left, a clean ass fucking candle that I was expecting to fill. I'd like to see a pullback there on GJ, then hop in. That's good impulse move. Yeah, not too sure where you're at here on GJ. What are you talking about? If you're talking about the same thing I was just describing, yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree is that some sort of resistance to form to create a support and continue, or a resistance to form to just break and continue. It's the same exact thing that I was just explaining with gold here. We've missed the move here on GJ at this point. So we either need to have a resistance form that's going to be break-in to show us that it's going to be a continuation, or we need to have a resistance to form and then a support to form to go retest the highs created. Or the third option would be a resistance to form and then a support to form to go retest the highs, but that support is broken and it just corrects this entire move. So there's really like 3 trade options, and those 3 options are pretty much the only time I ever take any type of entries. It's the same kind of like trade strategy every single time. If you need to wait for the second 15-minute, why not just stay on only 30-minute and wait for closures, wicks, breaks? I think that's exactly what I did. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I did. Because I was on 30-minute time frame. I was looking at this. I had, this zone right here. So I said, okay, cool. This has now broken and closed above this zone. So we should have a lower wick and we should go break the high and continue. And then so as I was waiting for that to happen, I looked across other time frames and I was like, okay, makes sense. Okay, makes sense. And then I looked at the 15-minute. I was like, oh, perfect. That same move that I just missed is now printing on 15 minutes. So it's going to continue. So I was looking at this bullish, bearish, bullish. I see this happen all the time. Notice how it just rocket launched. And I was like, okay, that's going to happen again. But notice that this candle right here is the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. So it's not always true, but it's just kind of what I noticed. But yeah, Jake, I think that's exactly what I was looking for. The same thing you're talking about there. But yeah, I'm about to find where that happened to me again this week because I know it happened again. Yep. Damn, that's funny as shit. That's funny as shit. Yeah, see, I had similar, similar thing happen. This was Monday, I believe, or Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Similar thing happened. You know, bullish, price closed above, we had a bearish candle, and then I executed on this bullish candle, and what happened is this retraced on me. And I started to get uncomfortable with the trade, so I closed. And then it ended up launching like 100 pips. Oh, fuck, man. Trading is so funny. Let's see where this was. This was up here somewhere, the 18th. Yeah, now GJ is launching. Holy. That New York volume, man. That New York volume. That New York volume. Yeah, it was right here. See on 30 minute broken close above. We had like a little little zone here. We had like a little, resistance there. 30-minute broke above. I was like, all right, perfect. But I took the trade based on 15-minute. Honestly, what I need to do is just fucking delete 15-minute off my chart and not pay attention to it. But the problem is I use it to manage trades, Don't like to execute on it, but use it to manage. But yeah, so this is what happened here. I took the trade as the high was broken here, and then this started to retrace. This candle started to retrace. I closed like the entire position, and then this candle, closed bearish, and I was like, all right, cool, I was right. After this one closed bullish, I was like, oh fuck, and then this one came down, broke the low, and then came down and freaking rocket launch. So just manage risk a little too tight there. After looking at it, I realized that if I would have trailed the stop loss based on 15-minute low, then I would have never gotten stopped out. Because this is a 30-minute candle I was executing on. 15-minute candle low was like down here. I would have never gotten stopped out. But yeah, whatever. Played out. The analysis played out. It's all good. Next time, it ain't gonna get me. Yeah. See, this is what I should have waited here. I should have waited for this to happen on gold. Should have waited for this to happen, because now this is describing a continuation. We have a bullish candle close here, a bullish candle close above 1638. This is showing us that we have a high probability of a continuation. GJ is still no confirmations, man. No confirmations. I mean, you could have taken entries based off of 15-minute. You could have executed based on 15-minute to catch this move, but just no confirmations. I think this was the only trade idea that I would have been comfortable taking. But any of the impulse moves I don't think would have made sense. Because we're looking at like we could have taken the break a high there. The stop loss would be like 14 pips, but it's not enough range to fill. And then same thing here, we got a resistance. So yeah, I mean, GJ was just one of those like cowboy trades, you know. It's one of those things where you just kind of have to have the intuition to be like, buy, you know, fuck it, I'm getting in, I don't care. So we're gonna do, and then yeah, I don't know, this would have been like 40 pips that I would have caught there. I would have been out of this trade 100% too. I don't really ever let runners run past zones. This was a zone that I had marked up, so my TP would have been around here somewhere. Yeah, I agree, William, man. If you can call the analysis, if you're good on the analysis, then fuck it, man. You know, you just gotta figure out how you could have stayed in the trade, how you could have waited it out, you know. Yeah, this is looking good for gold now. Wow, man, I just looked at my other loss from this week, Monday's trade. You guys aren't gonna believe it, man. You guys aren't gonna fucking believe it. Monday's loss executed on the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. I want to see if it played out. Fuck, man. That's literally how that's how trading is, man. Like, you just have to execute. You start to understand, like, okay, you know, I've seen this happen before. I've had this happen before. What can I do differently? I think it was right here. It was like right around here. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, so this is where Monday's trade was taken. So this, you know, so price came up, you know, formed a resistance, and then this bullish candle closed. This 30-minute bullish candle closed. I took entry right here. Yeah, I remember this one now. Took entry right here. You know, I was targeting, you know, number one, the wick fill here, but then this range was fucking beautiful. I think I had stops below previous 30-minute. Actually, I probably had it, you know, right there. So stop loss is good, you know, 15 pips or so. So Abdeliz, no, nothing right now because 8:23 a.m. We got about 7 minutes until news. So you at least want to see like what the fuck that news is gonna do, and I would probably just wait for this candle to close at this point. But yeah, so this was Monday's trade too. As you can see, price went up. Let me see, it went up. Oh yeah, I knew what happened here. Price went up 5-6 pips, came back down to my entry. I closed 90%. Closed 90% as it came down to my entry. As soon as candles started flipping bearish, I closed the whole position. Cause I was like, man, fuck, man, that was a dumbass trade. You know, we had a small wick here, and then I realized, you know what? I just fucking executed in the first 15-minute candle. Wow, why did I do that? And yep, that's exactly what happened here, man. That's exactly what the fuck happened here. Yep, look at this. This was the 30-minute candle closed right here. You know, closed bullish, you know, just to give us just enough confirmation that it's going to continue bullish. And then price broke the high. I took buys. You know, it actually I think it was, no, it was this one. Let me just make sure on my MT5. Huh. It was Monday the 17th, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. Yep. 15-minute. Let me see when it was taken. Yep. $11.30. 11 minus 4, that would be 7.30. So I took it at 7.30. What? Oh, yep. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I took it at 7.30. Alright, I'm really confused here. Oh, Jesus, I'm looking at the wrong. No, it's taken at 11. So 7 a.m. Yeah, I had it right, yeah. Yeah, so price came up, you know, it closed weak bearish, and I said, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna stay in it. I'm gonna stay in it because this is the first 30-minute candle of the 15-minute candle, you know. First 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle, I mean. And so I decided to trail my stop loss. The 15-minute close weak bearish. Yeah. So same type of thing. If I would have executed that on the if I would have executed that based on, you know, the second 15-minute candle and the 30-minute candle, would have worked out. But yeah, either way, I mean, every trade I've taken this week, it's played out. I just, you know, I've closed early or whatever the case might be. Except for this one. This one obviously hasn't played out. But yeah, 1 minute and 55 seconds here on this candle. You know, we have price move up. It started to come down. We can assume like this is like some sort of support area being formed here, just based on the wicks and stuff. You know, we can assume that there's something here, and based on this 15-minute, that kind of confirms that. Also rejects off of this area. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be really cautious here, just because, you know, we do have that news coming up. Who knows if it's going to be high volatile or not. I personally don't think it is going to be, but who knows. Can we use buy and sell stops? I mean, you can do whatever you want. Abdelaziz, you can do whatever you want, brother. Me personally, I'm not going to be executing on anything here. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to do the buy stop, sell stop strategy, you do buy stop above 30-minute candle, sell stop below 30-minute candle, and I would just target, you know, 1642 for buys, and I would target 1633 for sells. Just keep in mind, you know, it might not make it all the way there if your buy stops or sell stops get activated, so you're gonna want to manage that risk pretty good. But we got about 30 seconds left until it closes, or until news comes in. Damn, it was way worse than the forecast last time. Yeah, I mean, it's already broken the low. So if it goes and breaks the high here and you're in sells right now, I would get the fuck out. It's already broken the low, so if you had a sell stop there, it's activated. And I'd close the fuck out of that buy stop if you still got it up there, because it looks like it to me it's gonna go up. But let's see what the numbers are. The numbers are bad. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Actual was way worse than the fucking forecast. Actual was way worse than the forecast, so that means gold should be going up. That doesn't look good for the lows being broken here. Yep, just like that. Boom. It's flipped. And it's gonna go break the high here. And it's gonna fucking go up to 1642, just like I was anticipating earlier. Boom, there it goes. Adios, gold. Adios. You're raping people's accounts right now. Peace out, William. Have a good day, bro. Peace out. Yeah, and GJ 30-minute close above and just, you know, hit the fucking target. Gold, man, Jesus. Yeah, so now for GJ, we're going to be looking for buys way above here somewhere. And then, let's see. What the hell, man? There we go, yeah, 20 pip. Yeah. So that's what you're gonna want on GJ now. But holy man, if we would have caught this entry down here like I was looking at, 120 pips, you know, we had two options. Two potential trades at the same time, you know. I could have taken gold, which I took because I was thinking that that was gonna be a better move. Oh man, turns out GJ was a better move. Ed Venus, what's good, G? I'm great, man. I'm lovely. It's Monday morning, or Monday morning, it's fucking Thursday morning. It's chilly, man. It's gotten cold, but life's good, man. Life's good. No complaints at all. Gotta do some things today. Pretty busy today. That kind of sucks, but it's all good. Finna go smoke something here in a second, though, if you know what I mean. finna go smoke something. Look at gold, man. Holy, man. Gold is ruining people's days right now, man. Damn. What the fuck? This guy just said, I'm waiting for GJ to break the 167431. Brother, that's way down here, man. What the hell is you talking about, big dog? At Venus, where are you based? Right by the ocean, man. Right by the ocean. Right down here by the ocean, man. Georgia, man. Live in Georgia. The state, not the country. Right by the ocean in Georgia. But yeah, we got big time rejections here. Big rejections here. But make sure you all show some love, man. Make sure you like the stream. If you haven't paid the fee, pay the fee. The fee is to like the stream, and is to subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any future live streams or videos that I put out. I'm trying to put out some nuggets here and there. And yeah, that's the fee. Just those two things. But in hindsight, looking at this gold move here, you know, I think we could have anticipated this to happen. I think sells would have really made a lot of sense here, because price came up, it formed a resistance, and then it tried to break that resistance. You know, this candle right here tried to break that resistance and close above. It failed to. And you know, now it makes perfect sense for it to continue to kind of like recorrect that move. The only like thing is there's no way you could have taken this entry, because you know, where would your stop loss be? You know, your stop loss would be, you know, 45 pips. You know, that's terrible. No chance. Are you only streaming when you are not Raja streaming? Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yes, that's correct. That's correct, at Venus. And I've already taken my trade for today. This was my trade. Trade 1. Gold. Minus 15 pips. It was right here. That was my trade. I was expecting a continuation to fill this clean range here. You know, it faked me out. Didn't do it. Took an L. It's all good though. Ain't mad about it. We learned from it. We figured out why I took that loss. And if you missed my breakdown about it, all of that, you can just rewind the stream and you can check it out. And then gold, GJ had this trade idea here based on, you know, basically based on the candle flipping. So, you know, we had this strong bullish candle. You know, the reason that I didn't really like this was because it broke the high and the lows of the previous candle. So it's a volatile as fuck candle. And so that's why there was no execution there. But the idea was that if, you know, price goes down, creates a lower wick, just like it did, and it comes back up and it starts to flip bullish, then, you know, we have a beautiful opportunity to place a buy trade and anticipate this wick to fill right here, you know, 19 pips, anticipate this wick to fill 32 pips, and then overall, you know, a correction of the move down for 40 pips or so. But it's absolutely rocket launched. 137 pips, and Elon Musk and the Starlink have sent it to the moon. We missed a trade, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Venus. I knew what you meant, brother. I knew what you meant. Every now and then, you know, we have a little slip up. We have a little slip up every now and then. The good thing is we are 4 days into the week and I've only taken 3 trades, only 1 trade per day. So the discipline has been really good this week. 2 of my trade ideas played out. 2 of the trade ideas that I execute on Monday and Tuesday, they played out. This one didn't play out. Today's trade idea did not play out. But we learned from it. We knew what we did wrong. We knew what we did wrong here. Or we learned what we did wrong here. Located in the Georgia, right by the ocean. Jake, right by the ocean. Jake, I'm on Tybee Island. The old hillbilly mecca here in the southeast. Yes way, the brother. Woodstock. Yeah, I'm not really sure where that's at. I'm not gonna lie. I'm from Michigan originally, so I'm not really familiar with the landscape of the state here. But I think that's over like Atlanta area or something like that. Out down yonder that way. But yeah, man, hit me up next time you're here. Definitely down to connect with you. Breakfast Club, yeah. Honestly, don't go to Breakfast Club like ever. Usually go to Sunrise if I go get breakfast, but don't really eat out here at all, to be honest. Like, it's all like fucking just fried food and shit food here on the island. So it's been nice, you know. Honestly, me and my girlfriend, we cook a lot because of that. I mean, we cook every day of the week because of that. But yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, Breakfast Club, I think I only been there like legit like 1 time, not even joking. Because usually, like, if I go get breakfast, it's like when my family's in town, you know, my family comes and visits or something, and, you know, I always just take them to Sunrise because Breakfast Club is usually fucking jamming. Sunrise is too, but Sunrise is a little bit bigger. But yeah, that's dope, man. That's fucking small world. Tamil people, I don't know what that means, brother. Aris, I don't know what that means. I don't know if you said hi or bye. I'm gonna look up Tamil. Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything. I don't know what that means, dude. But you know, we're getting this strong ass rejection right here. Tamil language, pronunciation is a classification. Dravidian language natively spoken by the Tamil people of South Asia. Tamil is an official language of the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Huh. Not sure if that's what you're talking about there. But yeah, man, so this is what I'm gonna do. Looks like we got some strong ass rejections here. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to go hit something real quick and refill my coffee. I would wait here. If you're thinking about doing anything, I would wait for a 30-minute candle to close, because we got this zone right here too. So I don't think this is a good idea for sells, because we have this zone right here. We got this zone right here that you got to be cautious of. You know, this was a really strong zone here in the bearish trend. So why would it be any different in the bullish trend? Yeah, so I wouldn't take sells at this point. I mean, you can if you want. You can do what you want, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm not taking any more trades. But if I was looking to take a trade, I would not take sells at this point. What I would want to see happen is I would want to see a support form, and then that support to be broken to have a correction of this move. That would be a good idea for sells, in my opinion. And I would really want to see that on 30-minute. I'd want to see that happen on 30 minutes. So same type of thing is this. So, you know, the opposite of what happened here. Price came down, created a low, formed a support, it came up, and it created a resistance. And then it tried to go retest the support, and it failed, and it fucking rocket launched right past the resistance. You want to see the same thing, but flipped to take sells here, because it's a counter trend move. At this point down here, when candles were falling down here, you know, the trend was bearish. You know, so taking buys would be a terrible idea unless a resistance was formed and then support to break that resistance and then buy up, which is what happened. And the reason that it would have been terrible to take buys based on, you know, this 30-minute candle close here is because even though price broke the high here, you know, it closed bearish and then ultimately broke the low, came way down. You know, you would have been holding that in drawdown. So the best entry would have been this entry I had marked up here. And you would be deep in the profits, in the profit land right now. Deep. And the same thing with gold. I mean, you know, this is, yeah, support right here. It could reject, it could go bullish from here. You just gotta wait. In these situations, you know, like, you almost just have to accept, like, moves have been missed, you know, come back tomorrow and redo it. Try and find something tomorrow. But hang with me, we'll be around probably another hour or so. So I'll be back. I'm gonna take a little 5-minute break here. A 5-minute break here. Yeah. Alright, be right back. Jesus, sorry guys. You guys got beat up by the fucking bot again. Hide user on this channel. Perfect. I don't think we should have that problem no more. I hope no one took sells here on GJ. Just like I said, also we got 4-hour candle closing. Major bullish candle there on GJ. When I came to the charts this morning, price was like down here. I was like, damn, this thing's gonna continue bearish for sure, 100%. I was like, big bearish, you know, daily candle. God damn, was I wrong. God damn, was I wrong. God damn. That's all good though. It'd be like that sometimes. It'll be like that. It'll be like that. Oh, we can get rid of that. Got 1 minute. We got a lot happening right now. So we have 30-minute candle closing, we have 1 hour candle closing, we have 4-hour candle closing, we have 15-minute candle closing. Lots of candles about to close right now. And I'm gonna say that if price does close below this area on GJ, it can continue bearish. But if price does not close below that area, then I would look for a 30-minute support to form at this area to go retest these highs, fill this wick, continue. Cool, so it closed above. So yeah, I would look for a 30-minute support to be formed. Then I think buy should be valid. Regardless, I mean, we need a support to determine if it's going to continue bearish or not too. Because if a support is formed and it breaks, you know, it's got a high probability to continue bearish. Which is kind of like how it's done on 15-minute. Like if this happens on 30-minute, I think there's a really high probability to continue bearish. I'm not really a fan of executing based off of 15-minute though, so I wouldn't execute that based off of 15-minute. But the story does kind of align, you know, because if we think about it, you know, we have 15-minute support, weak support. You know, if we break the low, you know, we can continue bearish. On 15-minute, looks clean down, you know, down to this level. It's not quite 20 pips or so. But if we flip this to the 30-minute candle, you know, this is the break of the 30-minute candle low as well. So, you know, we could have a wick fill here and then continue down. We have clean candles, you know, all the way down. So I do think that would be a good opportunity for a correction, but I would feel very confident if this setup that's happening here on 15-minute printed on 30-minute. But if you're looking for a trade to execute on, you know, that's a good idea there. The break of this 15-minute low. Maybe even like wait for a 15-minute candle. Yeah, actually you should wait for a 15-minute candle to close bearish and then execute as the low is broken on that one. Because then that's going to be the second half of the 30-minute candle as well. Yeah, I think that's going to be a much better idea. Yep. And also based off of 2 of my 3 trades this week. Actually, was it 3 trades? Yeah, I think all 3 of my trades this week have been in the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle, and I've paid the price. I have paid the price for the lesson. Yep. Yep, that is correct. It's been in the first 15-minute candle of every 30-minute candle. And they have all 3 been losses. So don't do it. Don't do it. Wait for 15-minute candle close first. And then as long as it's still in the same direction that we want to see it in, it should continue. Now the problem here with gold right now is that number 1, we've broken the low in the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. Number 2, we have no top wick. So, you know, I think there's a very high probability that price is going to close bullish on this 30-minute candle here. Check back in with me in about 26 minutes and we'll see if that happens. Jake, so for every trade you take, you need to see a 30-minute closure in your direction, a wick in the opposite direction on your entry, 30-minute, then enter once it flips in your direction, right? So I'm actually looking for a flip, so I'm looking for a break. So I'm taking impulse entries based on the break of the high. So for example here, just to explain this, you know, price came down, you know, this candle closed, you know, it was above, you know, this past zone that I had marked up, so I was anticipating this clean candle here to be corrected. Price, and this candle that opened, the 7 a.m. candle, price came down, created a lower wick, came up, and then broke the high. And once it broke the high, I took the entry. So price came down, created the lower wick, then came up, and as soon as it broke the high here, I took the entry. The reason I don't take it as it comes, you know, to flip bullish is because there's still a very high probability that it could still just continue bearish, you know, but once it breaks the high, there's a very high probability that it's going to respect its own low and continue bullish. So that's essentially how I take the entries. Yeah, break of highs, not just flips. This one, I was thinking that just because I knew I was like, this one I had it broken down based on the flip because of how big the stop loss would be if it broke the high. So if it broke the high, you know, we're looking at a 30 plus pip stop loss. So that's not going to be a good idea. So, you know, the other option is to do it based on the flip. It's a little bit more riskier because it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to continue. But in this specific situation, we had, you know, resistance marked up right here. So this candle did close above, you know, the range. That 30-minute candle right there did close above the range here, this zone. So that means that this wick right here is no longer, it's a rejection. It's no longer a rejection, it's a wick fill. And so we can anticipate this candle right here to fill that wick, and then continue to fill that wick there, and then continue up to the zone, which is exactly what happened. So that's kind of why this specific situation, I think it would have been a safe you know, entry as it flipped bullish after making the lower wick. So it created the lower wick, flipped bullish, and then continued. I think that would have been a perfect entry because of this specific situation, because we had a clear wick fill right here, a clear wick fill here with clean candles backing it. Yeah. Yeah, 100% Jake. Yeah, a flip would work if you're targeting wick fills, correct? Correct. And I mean, I can't even tell you the last time I've taken an entry based on a flip. It's pretty much always impulse entries at the break. Always impulse entries at the break. Which you catch a little bit earlier of a position if you are doing it based off the flip, but in my opinion, there's more confirmation if you do it based on the break. But that's like where the conditions come into play, you know, because if we have, you know, a break in the first 15 minutes of the 30-minute candle, typically if price just like closes and goes and breaks the low immediately, it's going to reject and close bullish. Like I've seen that happen all the time. Flip the other way around, it happens all the time too. Like as far as buys, you know, if candle just breaks the high within the first couple of minutes of the candle being open, then it's going to flip and reject. But a common rule of thumb is if you're watching a 30-minute candle and it's, you know, it's moving bearish, you know, the next 30-minute candle breaks the low within the first 15-minute candle, it's going to probably flip. You know, there's got to be a top wick created, and in this situation too, it broke the low without creating a top wick. So I was pretty confident that that was going to continue bullish. But I mean, there's still 20 minutes left in the candle. I mean, this thing could create a top wick and just reject and come fill this 1629 range. But for me, there's no confirmations to entries at like based on that, because the low has already been broken and it rejected all the way up to here. So you know, if the low hadn't been broken already, then 100% it would make perfect sense for, if a top wick was created, the low's coming to break, then just, you know, enter down. On the downside, there's already been a huge move here, so waiting for a support, and then either that support to break or a resistance to form to go retest that support, Those are kind of the two options that we always talk about. Fu FS, no indicator. No. Indicators aren't needed, man. That's one thing. I used to really think that you needed indicators to trade. You know, EMAs, all this shit. You know, fibs, fucking everything. And what I really realized is, number one, it really confused me. Number two, all of those things are lagging. They're, you know, indicators are lagging. There's no indicator that tells you what's gonna happen in the future. You know, so like, why the fuck do I care about what, I mean, of course I care about what happened in the past, but like, I can just look at candles and see what happened in the past. Okay, cool, candle came up, broke the high, and somehow still closed bearish. Okay, so we're probably looking at a higher chance of sells here. All right, we had a strong rejection. You know, this might be a support. All right, cool, support was formed. All right, news came in, you know, broke support, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can tell a story based on candles. You don't need a, you know, an indicator to clog up, you know, space on your chart to figure out the story, you know. It simplifies the process a lot more, in my opinion. I mean, at the end of the day, like, trading is really just probabilities. You know, it's all just zone to zone probabilities. I mean, the biggest issue that I see with other people is that they don't understand that you need to take what the market gives you and not take what you think the market is going to give you. Like, this is a prime example right here. You know, as I mentioned earlier, I would have had my TP right here. There's no way I would have ever caught the rest of this move unless I just, for some reason, didn't set my TP and I just closed 90% and decided, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna let the rest run. You know, that would have been the only thing. But you know, there would have been no reason for me to not have my TP at that level, because that's where I know market has the highest probability to give me this move based on past candles. But we have a resistance. Number one, this is a resistance. Number two, here's a resistance here, another resistance, you know, a resistance here, you know, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. We don't know how far this is gonna go. We never know how far that's gonna go, and there's really no way to tell how far that's gonna go. Sure, you can get higher confirmations based on higher time frames, but there's really no way to ever tell how far a move is gonna go. You just have to determine where the highest probability for the move to go is and accept that. And sometimes you're not even given that. You're not even given that. Actually, a lot of times you're not even given that. Yeah, gold longs. Yeah, I think gold long would make sense if we close above 1633. Now, because this is past zone here, you know, past rejection zone here. So if we close above 1633, yeah, I agree. Gold longs would make sense. I agree. Could even say that based on 15-minute too. I've seen this happen a lot. Where, you know, price comes down. I mean, here's the thing about volume and trend directions, things like that. I mean, if you notice, every time, you know, a trend changes direction, candles get smaller. It's very rare that you have, you know, a massive bullish candle, and then the next candle is bearish engulfing. Like, it's very rare that happens. So if you look at this, you know, price came down, candle was big, then it got really small and flipped, then the next candle launched. Candles got small, started to get bigger, smaller, big, then small, bigger, big, you know. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Definitely a clear 15-minute support here. You know, that's another good indicator is, you know, how do you define how strong a support level is? I mean, just look at the size of the candles. You know, this is, you know, a strong support level because we had bearish candle, weak bearish candle, now we have bullish candle that's engulfing this bearish candle. So to me, this is like a gladiator candle. The only thing that would have been better with this candle is if this candle had broken the high and not the low. If this candle had broken the high and not the low, that would have been amazing. But now that it's broken the low and respected the high, we could see something like this. You know, something like this right here. Like, price came down, you know, we had weak bullish candle. This candle just like was like, all right, fuck it, you know, I'm out of here. This too. You know, so basically what I'm saying is, you know, we could see a bearish continuation because candles are still making lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low. So they have to start making higher highs and higher lows for us to determine that candle is now moving bullish. Even though this is you know, a bullish candle, candles are still making lower highs and lower lows. An uptrend indicates higher highs and higher lows. What's up, Mike? Nice W on GJ. What's up, Pips Pay Rent? Yeah, this was actually just like a trade idea. I didn't execute on this. This is my only trade up here. Gold, trade 1, gold, minus 15.7 pips, risk 21.2 pips. So this was the only position I took here. Fu FS, do you look for closure then execute? Correct. That is correct, but also not just closure. You know, there's other things that go into the actual entry being placed. You know, it's not just closure. Closure is a very good confirmation, but we need to see like how it closes. Does it have a wick? You know, how big was the candle? Where's our stop loss going to be? Are the higher time frames printing in our direction? Are we going against the higher time frames? Is there enough range for the trade to move? You know, there's a lot of questions that you can ask yourself. You know, when it comes into an entry, it's not just a break and close, but yeah, I'm never taking, like, for example, like, you know, price just coming through a zone. I'm never taking it unless it closes. Only a closure. Break and close. Late to the session, no trades. Man, Pips Pay Rent, that's totally fine. No trades is totally fine. I mean, based on like what we've seen so far, you haven't missed shit. Because this, to me, would have been the only entry. I mean, you could have gone down to, you could have gone down to 15-minute time frame to, you know, look for an entry. You know, you could have taken that same entry. You could have taken one here. You know, as price broke the high here. We see this happen a lot. You know, a resistance form with a strong rejection. Price goes and breaks a high and, you know, continues. The only problem with this, I think I was looking at this earlier. Yeah, it's only 10 pips up to this the top of this range, so that would have been a little risky in my opinion. But same thing here, you know, 25 pip stop loss, could have taken out the break of the high, but I think it was the same thing. Yeah, there's a resistance right here. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think you missed shit. There really hasn't been anything. That was this was the only entry on GJ that was valid in my opinion. On gold, there hasn't been anything. I shouldn't have even taken this entry, because this 15-minute candle that I was trading on was the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. Not to mention, I should have waited for this 15-minute candle to close bullish. If this setup was playing out on 30-minute, it would have been totally fine to not wait for the close. but since it was happening on 15 minute, I should have waited for the bullish close and then waited for this candle to break the high right here, in which it never broke. Notice how it never broke. So I would have saved myself a losing trade right there. I would still be looking for a trade, but because I didn't wait for the 15-minute candle to close bullish, and I took the trade in the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle, you know, it rejected, you know, it closed below resistance. It formed a resistance, tried to create a support to continue, but it's failed, and now we're looking down here. So but yeah, lessons learned. That's the third time this week that I've taken a trade based on the first 15-minute candle. And I think with how many times I've said that during this stream, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. Taking this GJ trade based on 15-minute. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, to use this previous 15-minute low. Yeah, so that was kind of the problem. So when I was looking at this, like both of these trade ideas were at the same time. Like this 7 a.m. So this is the same time. And I was basically trying to decide which one do I want to execute on. And I was like, all right, I think gold's going to be better because we have clean range over here. You know, we have a lot of momentum. We have a lot of volume. I think price is just going to keep driving. Whereas GJ, I saw this candle right here broke the high and the low of the previous candle. And I was like, ah, fuck, man, I don't want to deal with that. You know, I don't want to deal with that bullshit. So, you know, that's what kind of like made me not want to take that trade. But as I was saying that, I was like describing like because that, you know, to your point, pips pay rent, you know, I was looking at if the high is broken, you know, the stop loss is going to be way too big. You know, it's 30 plus pips. You can't trail it based on the previous. You know, it's fucking 60 pip stop loss. There's no way. So that's when I was basically saying, you know, but on the flip side, you could wait for a lower wick and then wait for a candle to flip. Wait for it to flip bullish, and then you can make your stop loss below the current wick, and just anticipate that it's going to be a wick fill. It's going to be a wick fill here because this resistance was broken. So it's not a rejection, it's a wick fill. And then we have another wick fill here, and then we can complete the range here. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking about. Which, as you can see, would have played out like a motherfucking beaut. Played out beautiful. God damn. That would have been an amazing trade. But that's okay, because this is going to happen again. This is going to happen again, too. This is going to happen again, too. And so we're going to know how to execute on it in the future. And that's all that matters. Yeah, I try to avoid current candle stops whenever I can. They work. I take them, but I always prefer previous. Man, that's a very good point. Pips pay rent. I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree. So here's another thing that I've realized recently is 15-minute current candle stop losses are like the worst fucking idea ever. 15-minute current candle stop losses. I've had that broken so many times. It's insane. And what's funny is it'll break. It'll hit the stop loss, and then it'll rocket launch, and the trade will play out. I've had that happen so many times. And so I've realized, all right, cool. If I'm trading on the 15-minute, always have to do previous candle stop loss. Always have to do previous candle stop loss. And so the good thing about that is like the rules are aligning. So if you think about that, if you're doing 15-minute candle stop loss based on the previous 15-minute candle stop loss, and you're always only executing in the second 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle, then you're always trailing your stop loss based on the 30-minute candle low at the break or at the second half of the 30-minute candle. So your probability is going through the fucking roof, you know. And so what I'm getting at is, you know, 15-minute candle current candle stop loss, it could be halfway down of the current 30-minute candle. It's like it makes sense why I get smashed all the time. But yeah, so I was thinking about that. So if you're trading 15-minute candle, always place stop loss below previous 15-minute candle, and make sure that the 15-minute candle you're trading is the second half of the 30-minute candle. And if you're trading 30-minute candles, current candle stop loss works a lot of times, but only if it's the second half of the 30-minute candle. Current candle stop loss works because that's the previous 15-minute candle low. And if you're trading the first half of the 30-minute candle, then your stop loss needs to be below the 30-minute candle low, the previous 30-minute candle low. Yep. FS. Do you journal your trade? Yes. And I've already said this a couple of times in the stream, so I need to just like fucking keep these links up. But if you go to my channel and you go to the Forex playlist, there is a template there that you can check out. Boom, boom. 240 subscribers. Nice, man. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. But if you come down here to the Forex playlist, Forex trading journal template right here, and you can clone the trading journal template that I use. I actually I made it into a template right here. Notion, this app, by the way, it's free to use. So this trading journal template, totally free. But yeah, you can go there. $100% Fu, 100%. 100%. But yeah, those are some good lessons there. Those are some good realizations. See, and that should be the goal, you know, with every trade you take, you know, especially losses. I mean, wins are one thing, but especially losses, you know, determine how you could have lost less, determine how you could have not taken a trade at all, and then determine how you could have given your trade a second chance if the opportunity was presented. FS, how many trade you take per day? 1 or 2, just like Raja? One trade only. And the reason I only take 1 trade is because I think 1 to 2 trades is fucking terrible idea. So think about it. You know, you take 1 trade. If it's a loss, you've already fucked up your emotions for the day. You know, you've taken a loss. You're like, ah, shit, you know, I need to make this money back. No, just leave the charts, come back the next day. You know, like your psychological like emotions are fucked for the day. Think about any time you've ever lost money in your life. You've like gotten a bill that you didn't think about or whatever. You know, your emotions are like fucked up from that. You know, you get a speeding ticket, for example. A speeding ticket is a very good example, because you're just driving down the road, boom, next thing you know, you got a fucking $300 speeding ticket. You know, like your emotions are fucked up. So why would you try to take another trade at that point? And not to mention, if you take another trade at that point, you're risking compounding the loss. Well, why the fuck would you do that? You know, oh, I lost $300. Now I'm going to put myself into a position to potentially lose $600. You know, I was cool with the 300. I was cool with the 1% risk. You know, but fuck, man, 2%, man, fuck. I don't want to do that. So, and then think about it on the flip side. If your first trade's a win and you take a second trade, you're risking the profits you just won. Like, you closed profits, you made money. Why would you risk that money? You were given an opportunity to either win or lose, and you won. Why the fuck would you take another trade to risk losing that money? And then if that happens, you take a win, the second trade's a loss, you're like, fuck, I need to get that money back. You know, I won 150 and I only lost 50, so I'm still up 100, but I need to make that 50 back. You know, like my MT5 account, my trade history looked way better with, you know, fucking $150 profit instead of 50, or instead of $100 profit, you know, so I need to get that back. So my point is 1 trade per day. I don't recommend doing any more. At that point, you're over trading, in my opinion. What are you taking into consideration? High volume times like New York Stock Exchange. So in this case, this is so this is what I was talking about. So we had, you know, price come and create a high. You know, we had a high created. We have resistance created right here. Price came down and it's now created a support. But notice how this candle has no lower wick and it's a weak bullish candle. I've seen this happen a zillion times. Price comes up, it's going to respect this high right here. It's going to come down and it's going to break the high right here, and it's going to come crashing and start correcting this move. You know, a good target's probably here based on this past zone. But yeah, I think this should continue bearish 100%. 100% this should continue bearish if the 30-minute low is broken here. And this is something I would not wait to for candle close to happen. I would not wait for candle close to happen here. I would take an impulse entry as the candle broke the low. But keep in mind, this is 9:30 a.m. right now. You know, based on what I've been talking about this entire session, you know, yeah, you might want to do it in the second half of the 30-minute candle. So you might want to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. But in this case, the 15-minute candle has closed bearish. So, you know, candle has come down, it's created a support, but on 15-minute we have a resistance. So if it breaks the low here, the only thing we got to worry about is this support. But as long as it breaks the 30-minute candle low, then the support's invalidated. So yeah, I mean, if I still had a trade left today, I would be pressing sell when the 30-minute candle breaks the low. If you're not confident in that, then wait for the 15-minute candle to close below here. Wait for the 15-minute candle to close below here. Once that happens, then you know that this 15-minute support is a weak ass support. It's invalidated. And we already know this is a weak ass 30-minute support because of the candle structure. You know, and it's come up, it's created a top wick. I mean, I'm just saying, I've seen this a zillion fucking times. I think this is gonna be nice sells here. That's gonna be nice sells there. But based on what I've been talking about this morning, you know, waiting for it to be the second half of the 30-minute candle might be the better idea. Because yeah, we do have this 15-minute support here. We do have that. And then for gold, oh yeah, gold is kind of doing its thing. I mean, at this point, like I wouldn't have taken any sells below here at this point because of kind of the same reason. You know, these buys didn't work out here. We don't really know how far this is going to continue. You know, we've already moved, you know, 60, 70 pips bearish at this point. You know, asking for another 30 is going to be a little greedy in my opinion. So even after this move, I wouldn't have taken sells here. I wouldn't have taken sells here. You know, you gotta remember one thing here. When price moves up, a resistance is always created. And once that resistance is created, there's always going to be a support created. Now once that happens, you now have a range. You have a ranging market. So which way is that market going to break? Where do we have probability? Well, you know, number one, if it goes low enough, and you know, then we can just retest the high if it's a tradable range. But if it doesn't, like this did, then all we need to do is just figure out which way it's going to break based on this range. So my point is during bullish trends, price always creates a a resistance to then form a support. That support's either going to be a tradable range that's going to allow you to retest the resistance that was created and then potentially break it, or the support's going to be a weak ass support and it's going to break and it's going to continue bearish. And so that's what I'm seeing here is, you know, price came up, we created the resistance, now we've come down and we've created the support, and it's a weak ass support. So we have a range here. Number one, this range isn't big enough to trade in, so we have to wait for either price to break and close above, which, you know, resistance is all over the place here, so it doesn't make sense for us to take buys above this candle high, these highs here. You know, we'd still need to wait for up here. And then as far as you know, the downside, we have a huge range all the way down here, you know, so definitely a high probability for profitable trade to be able to be executed here, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind, because I would definitely wait for 15-minute candle to close. If 15-minute candle closes below this area, then I think it should be good. I think it should be really good for sells. But yeah, notice this too, you know, notice this. We broke the low in the first half of the 15-minute candle. You know, we can continue bullish here. I know I said that based on the last candle and it finished bearish, but let's look at the 15-minute and see. Yeah, it's the same thing that I was kind of talking about that could happen. Shoot. But we have no lower wick here on the 15-minute candle, so very high probability that this candle is going to be a bullish candle. I would say 50% chance. I know that's not too high, but it's fucking high enough. Yeah, exactly, Jake. Raja says 2 trades max, but also says stop after a win and stop after a loss. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, Raja says a lot of things that kind of contradict himself, but yeah, you just kind of have to pick that apart and see what he's actually trying to say. But yeah, I think candles should continue bearish here. You know, we should see probably a correction of this move here. Like I said, I would wait for a 15-minute close below here. I think that would be a really, really good confirmation. And I would be really excited to see that happen, because that's going to prove that I need to wait to trade second halves of 30-minute candles only. And, you know, 15-minute stop loss, all that shit, you know, it's got to align. It's all got to align. 100%. I'm about to update my notes with that right now. Right now. Just gotta find the area that I have that talks about that. I wrote it like a damn book here of notes. Okay, cool. What section is this? Yeah, so about 5 minutes left until that 15-minute candle closes. It's proven this. It's proven this. If that 15-minute candle closes, I want to wait and see if this is gonna happen. That 15-minute candle closes below this zone. I really think, man, that thing's gonna sell its ass off for a London close. Oh, but please don't do it in the first half. I'm about to put all kinds of freaking labels around this note, man. Yeah, Jake, I would wait for a wick for sure. You want the most confirmations possible, It's not always about the best entry. As long as you have a tradable range, you want the most confirmations possible. However, if the 15-minute candle closes and doesn't wick up to the top, it just breaks the low, I would still enter because that's aligned with our 30-minute story. That's aligned with our 30-minute story. Let's look at hourly. Yeah, and this too, man, this is really good. Yeah, because we had price came way up, and it had a huge rejection and it closed weak bullish. So now price is creating the top wick here on the hourly, and now it's gonna come down and potentially flip, and it can continue bearish. Yeah. Yeah, another way to think about this too is, going back to like kind of what I've been talking about as far as like the times. If you say, for example, this 30-minute candle broke the low in the first half of the 30-minute candle. So in the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle. So say you executed on that. That would be fine, I think, as long as you trailed stop loss based on the previous candle high. Because you're going to anticipate, okay, cool, if the candle broke the low, it's not going to come break the high, but it might, break its own high. So I'm not going to trail stop loss there. I'm going to trail it up here because it's the first half of the 30-minute candle. If it's the second half of the 30-minute candle, then you can trail it based on the current candle high, because you're saying, okay, cool, the low is broken and it's the second half of the candle. There's a very high probability it's not going to come up and hit this high. It's going to respect its own high. And if we think about that too, that's the 15-minute candle high. So it's the previous 15-minute candle high. So it makes perfect sense. But if you trail your stop loss based on the current candle high in the 30-minute, in the first half of the 30-minute, that's the 15-minute candle high too, and trailing it based on 15-minute candle high is not a good idea in my opinion. But cool, 22 seconds left, 20 seconds left. It's looking good. Honestly, even if it doesn't close below this area, I think sells are still going to work out at the break of the low. Oh, but it's rejecting hard right here. I don't know about that. Okay. Yeah, we'd have to see how this moves here. If this goes and breaks the high, this could break the high and continue going up. This is where it gets a little wishy-washy, and I also think it's just part of the time right now. Typically at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, we see a little bit of a die-off in volume. After New York Stock Exchange open, we see a little slower volume here, so that could be it. Yeah, exactly. If it breaks a 15-minute high, definitely invalid. But if it respects the 15-minute high and it goes to break the low, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. But yeah, you see gold doing its rocket ship thing that I was talking about here a second ago. 15-minute no top wick though, not good. Not good. Oh yeah, there it goes. Wasn't even paying attention here. Yeah, I think it should continue for sure. I think it should continue. The downfall is there are only 10 minutes left in these candles, but I think it should continue. Just have to manage the trade. Just have to manage the trade. If it doesn't make the full move within the next 10 minutes, you'll definitely want this 15-minute candle to close below this area. Because that would mean the 30-minute candle closes below this candle. You know, 1 hour candle is stronger bearish, you know, and yeah. Mm-hmm. me see. When taking a trade based on taking that time for yourself. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I agree with you, Jake. You probably have better opportunities. Maybe 10, 10:30, something like that. That's going to be a London close, so should see some more volume come in at that time frame. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I'm about 20 minutes overdue on my time here. Try and get out of here by 9:30, but I wanted to finish up those notes. For myself, learned some good lessons today. Just had that one trade, risk 21.2 pips, lost 15.7, so no problem. Then had this one idea for GJ here, buys. Ended up playing out very perfect. Didn't execute on it, just an idea that I'm going to keep in mind for the future. GJ, I think this should play out, but if it breaks the highs here on 15-minute, then invalid trade here. But I think this bearish move that we're talking about should play out. But yeah, other than that, not really anything. Might catch a high of the retest of the highs here on gold for London close. Other than that, GJ buys above here, or if we can see close here or below, you can continue that counter trend. But hope you guys enjoyed the session today. If you haven't already, please like the stream. If you haven't already, if you're new to the stream, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you get notified when I go live in the future. Live trading sessions Monday through Friday in the morning for New York session. So I look forward to seeing you all in the future. But thanks for tuning in. Have a good Thursday, and we'll catch you later. Peace out.